So for you guys defensively, especially early, you're forcing a lot of turnovers, getting a lot of steals. Like, what about your defensive identity allows you to do things like that?
Well, one thing we like to do is just compete.
Yeah.
So we just try to get after it all the time. It's what we talk about with kids. Like, defense is going to create our offense. Look, like in particular tonight, we didn't shoot it particularly well early.
Yeah.
So, and we got a lot of our hands on a lot of balls. We didn't come up with them.
Yeah.
So then we should come up with them. Our defense helps generate jump starts us. I mean, we're a defensive-minded team. We can score some points, but we like playing defense. That's what we like to do in practice. It's just kind of what makes us us.
Yeah,
defense.
absolutely. And as I kind of mentioned earlier, this is the first time in a really long time you guys are in that conference kind of contention. What does it mean to you to be up there, to be so close to getting a conference title, and also what makes this group special to be able to do that?
I was asking where she's from.
Oh, Greensboro News and Record.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
So, hey, Pierre. But so they, last year we had a chance to make a run playing. We ended up playing Smith for the Cincinnati Conference title.
Yeah.
And just came a little short.
Yeah.
So we're in the hunt. We'd like to take stuff. Now, as we are, we're kind of the front runner at the moment. So it's a different feel for us. It's kind of just, we want to keep our foot on the gas and play. And as far as, as you probably know, I guess I'm a third generation coach here.
Yeah.
Dad did it, my grandfather.
Oh, awesome.
No one else has ever been here.
Wow.
And so I am aware of all the things you're saying. They have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, kids have no idea.
Yeah.
They probably don't know who's in the conference.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
So we're just playing next game at a time. That's something we've really tried to instill, is like the next game's the most important. So we're trying to play it that way, go one at a time. But, obviously winning the conference is a good thing, big thing. And the kids, they want to win the conference. That's a goal of theirs. It's been on our board off the go. We've had several goals throughout the year. And that's one of them, is to win the conference, go undefeated in the conference. And that's the plan, that's the goal. So we're just getting another game closer to it.
Absolutely. And you mentioned, with your family history, how much more special does it make to be on the cusp of an accomplishment like that?
Well, it's something. My dad and my grandfather are by far my biggest fans and critics.
Yeah.
So, there's nothing anybody can say negative about it they haven't already.
Yep.
So it's one of those. But,
Yep.
obviously it means a lot, to try to continue some things. We've had a pretty successful program for a while and just trying to continue that, to do them proud. But, we care about Rockingham County High School, and that's something that if we can produce winners here, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, and even with kind of being a third generation, how are you as a coach trying to make yourself a little bit different, make yourself unique in your team?
When I was, this is my 8th year, I believe. Yes, my 8th year. So my first couple of years, I really struggled with that.
Yeah.
As far as not really know, I had to make sure the kids, the parents, the community know I'm not my dad.
Right.
I'm not this. And, I don't really worry about it as much now. My dad actually sits on my bench now.
Yeah.
The first couple of years, I didn't let him in practice.
Yeah.
Just because they didn't need to look to him.
Yep.
And, it was me. So now I'm more comfortable in my own skin. I'm very more comfortable in things that I do. A little bit different, a little bit the same. Just kind of a good blend. But, it's very much just we want the program to be good.
Yeah.
And that's something that we want to try to build the program, keep people here. The world of today's, everybody recruits everybody. And
Yeah.
that's something we don't really believe in
Right,
here.
right.
So, because we try to be ethical, try to do things right.
Yeah.
So, we want our players want to build winners and do things we can with our local roots, because this is a pretty talented area.
Yeah.
We want to keep it that way, and have people have pride in Rockingham County High School.
Absolutely, and kind of one of those homegrown people, Renaya. I just noticed throughout the game she was very high energy. She's crashing the boards like crazy. She's smiling the whole time. What does that energy kind of mean to you as a coach to be able to have that?
Well, Renaya is very much a energy person. She just never loses track of it's joyous almost, like she's having fun, and she just goes and competes and jumps over people to do things, and she's just an athlete. And she brings that spark of energy, and it picks everybody up.
Yeah.
It picks everybody up a lot of times, and we have different plays like that. Like Ava Grace, for example, is very much she gets a spark going and can light everybody up.
Yeah.
She does something that just you can't really teach, and then boom, a spark comes up, and it's one of those. It's a good thing for us to have multiple people in that regard that can do that.
Yeah, and I noticed during the game, kind of towards the end, you're talking to your team about we have to stay locked in. This is not something just because of the scoreboard that we can play a certain way. How important to you is it to kind of capitalize on those moments when you're kind of approaching the state playoff, and how do you balance that of okay, yes, you are blowing somebody out and you're doing it pretty frequently, but you also have kind of tougher competition.
Absolutely, it's tough. I mean, we want to we're pretty deep. Our team's pretty deep, so it's one of those things that some of our best games are practice, and when we mix mix things up. And some of the competition's not bad coming out throughout the conference in places. So it's a trying to balance of what we need to do to work on to get better. But my big thing is, when you're in a game, you have to always play and do the things right. Like I've said, it doesn't matter up 40, down 40, tie ball game. We need to play how Rockingham County plays, and that's something that try to really emphasize with the kids is we want to play our brand of basketball and do it well.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to try to do and try to build off of that as it comes.
Yeah.
So I mean, at times it can be tough, but tougher competition's coming, and we're ready to go. We're ready to get forward. Just looking forward to the next game tomorrow night, Carver. So we try to keep locked in one at a time.
Yep.
So, I know we got conference tournament and playoffs to follow me, but we're one at a time ready to go. Hey, buddy, you'll be here. You can come here.
Perfect.
It's okay.
That's awesome.
Hey, buddy.
Now, you also have 2 sisters on your team. What is that dynamic like in practice? I've heard
It's
from
fun.
Renee about
I'll
what
be there
that's
in
like.
just a minute. Go see mommy real quick. I'll be right there. Zoe and Renee, they are something else. I mean, they I've known them for a long time, and they get into it with each other, and it's hilarious.
Yep.
But they push each other, and both of them like to compete.
Yep.
And the good thing about us, like I talked about, being like homegrown roots, everybody knows everybody. So like the team has been together at the middle school, together at Bethany Rec basketball. They're together at different places, so they know each other.
Yeah.
And when she comes up as a freshman, she's just another player.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those that you don't really have to look at that. So
Right,
the
absolutely.
dynamic's fun. This is a great group of kids. It's, some people say it and they say it just for the media. I look forward to it every day with them. Like
Yeah.
you never know what you're going to get. They like to compete. Do I get ill with them at times? Absolutely. But they're fun to be around. They have fun and they enjoy it. And
Yeah.
that's half the battle.
And my photographer mentioned that you recently had a baby.
Yeah, right
Congratulations.
over there, yeah.
And was that during the
Yeah.
ice storm?
So the snow and ice started on the
Yeah.
24th, actually the 24th.
Yeah.
He was born. Then we went in the Friday,
Wow.
and we came out the day that it was like 1 or 2 degrees outside. That's the day we got to come home.
Oh my
So
God.
it's been interesting for sure.
Honestly, what ideal timing.
Oh, I know. Well, we
Yeah.
had no games,
Yeah.
very little practice.
Yeah.
It was very fortunate to say the least.
Yeah,
So.
how have you kind of navigated kind of having a new baby at home again and also kind of leading this team in mid-season?
Well, I would like to say I did it well. My wife probably doesn't say it's been that well, but it's been tough. It's I'm really big on, like I talked about before, I'm a huge family person.
Yeah.
Family means the world to me. With that being said, I also treat that my team is family.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have additional children all the time. So that is a tough balance for me because I give so much time to them, but I do my best to try not to neglect my family.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
am I perfect? Absolutely not. But I try to spend time. I try to do things I can. I bring my 4-year-old who's just with me. He comes to practice with us some.
Yep.
Try to help my wife and take care of that standpoint. But she is by far a blessing. Like she does things that. She takes care of me all the time with a 4-year-old, a newborn, and she's still looking after me. So
Wow.
I don't do anything. She does that, but I try to help where I can.
Yeah, and then just kind of a specific team question. Like you said, you have a lot of depth. And I noticed there were frequent times when you're subbing in, 5 players at a time, 4 players at a time. Is that something that was kind of unique to this game, or is that something you have the flexibility to do in every game?
So it's kind of I've done it here and there, different places. We kind of want to see lineups that can kind of mix things up to see maybe we throw 3 bigs out here this time, 4 guards to see what that looks like, and just trying to see what we can do because you don't know what you're going to need at a time, or what foul trouble dictates in a certain game. So trying to look at things, rotational wise, we kind of have a rotation like to stick to. I am not a big 5 and 5 if I can help it, but sometimes we do just to see groups and see what we can do. And kind of change and tweak from that area. But today, we subbed, did a little bit, just trying to see combinations, figure out what we can do, what we need to work on and play from there. Because you can look, it's our second game in 3 weeks essentially.
Right.
So, it could have possibly been running, but I'm not, we're trying to play the game and get better and do what we're supposed to.
Yeah, totally. And Renaya also was talking about just the snow and how hard it was to come back from that and kind of learning the tough lessons of what happens when you do take those breaks. How did you go about navigating that to get your team ready for, this really tight stretch of several games back to back?
Well, it's one of those things that, with the snow, when it comes up, it was, it was one of those things. He doesn't act like he's my friend, but he is. It was kind of one of those things that, it's such a weird event because, I'm having a baby too.
Yeah.
So they were worried about practice. And I said, look, regardless of weather, we're going to practice. I'm going to be there.
Yep.
So I don't know how that's going to work. But then when that came up, twofold. Back to the question you asked earlier, it was very special to me that we weren't allowed to have practice. I wouldn't have put them out in that situation to have anything happen.
Yeah.
We had about 3 days and we couldn't do anything, and it was a blessing on my end because I got to spend time with them.
Absolutely.
And on the flip side, like my intermediate family could travel and come, but we didn't have a lot of visitors. It was us, and it was a really good time for us. But yeah, by about day 4 mark, I'm itching to get back and do something. So I was trying to communicate with the kids all the time. Stay active, do things that you can. Watch some tape, watch film. We've got different things to try to get them to look at something, and just when we get back in the gym, get back.
Yeah.
And we were able to have optional practices, and we sent them out. And like I said, I'm blessed. Like we had optional practices, and my attendance is fantastic.
Yeah.
So they got here. Parents found a way to get them here, and we have a great support system here. And it's a blessing to have. So managing the snow is tough.
Yeah.
Scheduling 4 games in a row is not really ideal, but it is what it is.
Yep.
And you go 3 weeks without playing, then go, what is this? This is going to be 5 games in 7 days. So that's tough.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We're just going to play to what we can.
Yeah. How special was it for you, for your basketball family, to get to meet your brand newborn and that side of the
It's
family?
very interesting. So we've been, like I said, with the weather, and my wife has been at home, and so it's probably, I think, the second time she's been out. Actually, when she brought my son in, so Daniel and Grayson. Daniel's been in practice. They see Daniel all the time. So as you can see a second ago, showing them fire, they love Daniel. But then Grayson, so right before the game, I didn't know that she was coming.
Yeah.
My mom walked in with her, so I'm a little mad at that at the same time, but it is what it is. But I took him in there and let them see it. And it's genuine that they do care. Like they care about my family. I care about them and theirs. And it's just again, I can't win, lose, or draw. This is a special group. I love the kids, and like I said, we go as far as we want to. We lose tomorrow. It's a good group, and I'm blessed to be able to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Coach,